back to my channel. It's Haysie Simmer, and today we are going to record an episode in our Progressive Era Let's Play. So, if you guys are on my community page, you would have seen that I have had some issues with my first episode of gameplay. I ended up losing half of the footage, but I tried to go back to earlier in the save file and I couldn't. So I played most of the year 1900, so I'm going to get you guys caught up. Henry took Porter to his childhood home, bought him an apartment building next door to prove that he is going to be worth the inheritance, because Henry Landgrab made his money in the railroad business. So his son Porter has kind of grown up as a Nepo baby. So Henry has the idea of putting Porter in this situation so he can prove that he is worth the massive estate inheritance that he is going to receive once Henry passes away. So this is kind of a lesson and a challenge for Porter. So it's Porter Landgrab, by the way, who is our landlord, and that's who we're playing. He's also a lawyer, he has his law degree, but he is not quite a lawyer. He's like a secretary at a law firm. So he's also working on moving on up in that regards. So that's where we are with our main household. And then I'll introduce you guys more to the tenants as we get into them. But let me show you guys my timeline. So my Progressive Era Let's Play, 1 year is 4 days, just like in most decade challenges I've seen. I don't really know how to make a Google Doc spreadsheet that like fills in all the dates for you, so I'm literally doing it myself. So on the first day of 1900, Henry moves his son Porter into his childhood home, tells him he has to prove worth the inheritance, like I just told you guys. The second day, the second quarter, Henry Landgrab helps his son, get the apartment buildings set up and gets all his affairs in order, and then Henry heads out back west to tend to the railroad empire that he has built. Halfway through the year 1900, Porter is bitten by a poisonous spider in the apartment building, so he pays 1,000 simoleons to debug the spider infestation in the apartment building. So that's what happened then. And then at the end of the year, for New Year's, Porter goes to a piano bar with Madeline, who is our musician and one of our tenants, and he flirts with a married woman named Katrina, not so slyly. They're very sloshed, and they don't like kiss or anything, but they're like holding hands, they're hugging, it's way scandalous for this time period. Speaking of this time period, you guys, I understand that it is the 20th century. I am so sorry for misspeaking. When it comes to playing, recording, and paying attention to like everything, the last thing I can think of is the words sometimes that I'm saying, because I'm keeping track of like, did I pause my recording? Did I accidentally mute myself? Am I in frame? Is the footage lagging? So, and plus I'm playing the game. So like to multitask like this and tell a story, I'm definitely going to word vomit and mess up sometimes. So I do apologize if I frustrated anyone with that. And I also want to put a disclaimer out that I am not going to be a historical Let's Play channel. Mine is historical fiction, high fantasy. High fantasy, think of it like the Sims version of the CW, except for hopefully less cheesy. As well as, I will say, and like I said, this isn't Earth, this isn't an alternate timeline, this is a different reality altogether. This is my Simverse, this is Sam My Shuno, not Earth, not America, not our 1900s. So I'm using our timeline as a guideline for events to happen, but I'm going to alter the events. I'm going to tell a way different story. So if you hear me talking in reference to like, and so I know in the early 1900s, there was fires in New York that made like building codes change and stuff like that. This isn't New York, so I'm going to tell that story my way, and it's not going to be historically accurate. So I just want to put that disclaimer out here. I don't want anyone to be like, oh, that's not what happened. I totally know that. Like, I know that's not what happened. My story is going to be told, it's going to have parallels, but it's not our universe. So I hope you guys can be okay with that. Porter is going off to work right now, so I'm going to switch households. And this no longer is going to be a mini series. You guys are going to see me do rotational gameplay. We're following these Sims as they move to San Myshuno during the 1900s of our, in the 1900 decades of our timeline and in our Sim universe. So we're going to see them follow their dreams during we're going to see how they follow their dreams or not during this time where there is going to be world wars and social change and creative growth as well as industrial growth. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens. It's going to be 2 generations. And the goal is to follow them and see if they reach, all their dreams and goals. So right now we are playing the pianist, Madeline. So we're playing with Madeline and we are going to have her working on her piano skills, but Madeline's goal is not to reach the max of her career. She loves experimental sounds. She wants to spend her life not struggling, but playing music. She dreams of possibly owning a small, piano bar that other artists can come play music at and have a safe space to express themselves and play with different sounds, and she just really wants to nurture her musical side and other people's musical side. She's been playing music since she was 12 and it kind of just saved her soul. So our goals with Madeline is to max out the piano, skill, to help her find love, and hopefully get her set up in having her own little business and maybe moving into a bigger place. It could be on our lot. I have some renovation ideas, but she deserves a house. So it could be an apartment, but you get what I'm saying. She deserves more than this studio apartment. So that's kind of our goals for Madeline. It's time for Madeline to go to work though. So we're going to check in on our other families. All right, lords and ladies, we are peeping in on Mr. Danbury. He is a writer for the local paper, our press. Yeah, we'll say local press. He aspires to be a romance novel, author of an epic romance that becomes a timeless classic. He is a hopeless romantic who is a loner and extremely shy around anyone he's romantically interested in. So he has this pen pal that he's been writing for years, and it's actually why he moved to the city, because he knows she lives here, but he is too scared to meet up with her. So for 2 years they've been writing back and forth, and he also works for the local press as a gossip columnist. So he's the one writing all the dirty stuff about the socialites and the art scene around here. He is the one who is spreading all the town's business, but that's his job. That's how he makes money. So he is in the freelance career. Our goals for him is to move him out of this tiny little attic. Again, my goal is to turn them in. So my goal is to move Porter out into his own nice house and for him to renovate this apartment. So, one person or maybe even a family could split this one and have a bigger place. So each apartment, I think, could be turned into 2 apartments that are really nice. And then the back apartment could probably be turned into 4. So the goal is to make it really just nice. So the idea would be that they still live here, but they get more space. So that's kind of where I am. So yeah, Jonathan Danbury is kind of based off of Bridgerton, which I know was in a century before what we're playing, but the fashions and stuff would translate. Some people would, you know what I mean? Some people are current with the current fashions. Some people are out of date. So he's kind of with the more older fashion and not with the up and coming new fashion. So he still has the mutton chops and stuff like that. But he really loves love. He has this super romantic idea of love. Right now I have him writing a gossip column for the local Love Day is tomorrow. Oh, that's tea. Right now, Mr. Danbury is writing about New Year's because he's writing about what Porter Landgraf did at the piano bar next door, because he's overheard it. Him being upstairs, I imagine that he can hear everything going on in the apartment. building and he just uses that as fuel, but nobody knows it's him. So he is writing about how how the heir of this railroad company came to town in the last year and is running a rundown apartment building, flirting with married women, and he's kind of just like dirty talking Porter, even though him and Porter are actually friends and made a friendship over the last year. But he knows this sells and it makes him money. So will that bite him in the butt one day? We'll see. That's what I have him working on though. But we'll be playing Jonathan quite a bit because he is a freelance. He's a freelance writer, so I do have the ability to do that. But my goal for Porter is to get him to meet his pen pal. I don't know how far that'll go, and to obviously upgrade his living situation, but that's kind of tied in with Porter. If I just called him Porter, I meant Mr. Danbury. But anyways, my goals for him. But again, the living situation has to tie in with Porter land grab. So there's only so much that we could do with that. There's only so much we can do with that, as well as I would like him to write a best-selling book. So that'll be things we work on, but he can't write a book until he can write a romance novel. So we have to work on his level writing, and then I'll just be checking in to see if he can write a book. Jonathan can't read. That must be one of the medieval mods. Oh my goodness. I don't know how to edit that.
Bibda Wituni.
I bet it's this mod. Maybe I can add it as a trait through MCC. The T, guys. He's a writer who can't read. It's canon. Oh, hopefully not. Hopefully not. Maybe it's a skill. So it looks like it's not a skill. I wonder, it has to be a trait then. Oh man, this is a bummer. I can't figure out what mod is making it where he doesn't know how to read. Can we like learn to read? I put my medieval mods in here so I would have the phone override, but looks like I set myself up to fail. I'm going to try to figure it out a little bit more, and if I can't, I'll take the mods out. So I'm looking on answers.ea, and it says, in April 2022, it says, I just figured this out. Apparently, this new pack they've come out with has caused Sims to forget how to read. Select the sim and click on practice reading. Frankly, I find this dumb. Anyways, it says it's a pack thing, but I think it's a mod. It has to be a mod. That was from April 2022, but that's really weird, right? Is that a glitch? I don't know. I'm gonna have to check that in a vanilla save file without any mods. But yeah, that's super weird. He's practicing reading. That's fine. I don't care. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I don't care if it adds, like, we won't say that he's practicing reading like he doesn't know how to read. We'll just say that he's working on studying literature, like Shakespearean literature, for our Simverse, and from there. Because how could, you know what I mean? You guys, I hope you guys are following me. He can write a letter, but he can't read. Wild. Simply wild. I love this for me, though. Look at him practicing to read. I love this. We're just saying he's studying a play, like an ancient text. I don't care.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yay, he can read. So does he need to practice anymore, or can he officially write?
Lunch.
Okay, is it a skill? Please tell me. Like, oh, literacy is a skill. That is so weird. I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna love this in my medieval Let's Play. I don't mind teaching my Sims how to read, but as an adult, like in the 1900s, in the year 1901, he should know how to read, correct? Like, he's a writer. And just like that, with the help of MCC, our boy can read. Okay, guys. Ishinoi. Yeah, Ishinoi. All right, so we are currently editing. He's editing his thing to submit for work, his article, because it's got to go hot on the press for tomorrow morning. Because is it today or tomorrow is the first day of 1901? Let me show you guys so it says Thursday. So today is the first day of 1901. So yeah, it's got to go hot off the press. It's the New Year's. He's got to spread the gossip as quickly as possible and make his coin. And I did decide they all were going to start off with 2,000 simoleons, just to make sure they can pay rent when I'm not there. But like, if 2,000 simoleons in the bank, I want to think that they have 0. So that way it's like, that's what they actually have in savings, and they don't want to take it out because that's all they have in the world. Because of exchange rate,
Huh?
whatever. I need to get the banking mod, but right now I don't really want too many mods in my game because I'm trying to figure out why I'm still
Blarg.
having some whispery
Jeezy,
glitchies,
in.
even though everything says it's up to date. Oh, I like this because with the medieval mod, even though they're not in the medieval, we can, you know, write a letter to our significant other, write a letter to the lady of your heart, write a letter to your family, check the results of the joust. We could say, check the results of anything. We can use it for storytelling, but I really like that. I always like more options. You know what I mean? So we're going to say, we're going to write a letter to the lady of our heart. And right now he can only write short stories or
Short.
children books. So I'm only going to have him practice writing because he only wants to write romance novels. But you guys, I think he is absolutely
Yeah,
quirky and
that's
adorable.
rad.
And I love him. I love Mr. Danbury. He is my favorite right now. I love the story we're telling for him, and I hope to see him win. But remember, we will be playing through wars, and there will be drafts, so you never know. As well as there'll be other like natural events. I have a timeline. They actually start next year, so we have 1 year of kind of getting to know everybody and playing around. But we're gonna hop to another household right now, just so you guys can meet everybody. Oh God, guys, I went into build mode and I thought I was gonna die because my game. Whoo! Let's hit the save. Ugh, this has been the one. This. Whew. I feel bad. So controversial. I'm just gonna say it. I think for rent, the apartments overshadowed the culture and the world they could have brought with so much life and vibrancy. I wish Tomarang had been, I wish like the Southeast Asian culture in general had way more representation in this pack, but it's literally titled For Rent. And while I do understand that's a part of their culture, I feel like For Rent was the focus and the apartments was the focus, and then the culture and the diversity and the world and the experience was brought second. And it makes me upset because number one, I love learning about other people's culture. I love diversity. I would love to have an enriched game that's just thick with ethnicity, with diversity, with just real world culture. You know what I mean? So I kind of like when you play other Sims games, and I know that bothers people when you say, like, I've been playing Sims since Sims 2. I didn't own all of Sims 2 right away, but eventually I did. And then I played Sims 3. I owned all of Sims 3 and some pocket worlds and stuff from the Sims store, because technically you could customize your own game with the Sims store, which I personally like that. I know a lot of people didn't like it. I like it because I think you can really sandbox your game and have your own things. Like if you want medieval and dragons, you can have that. But if you don't want that, you don't have to have that. But you have a million other options. So I really personally did like that. But that was me. I like the graphics of Sims 4. I like how to build in Sims 4. I just think it's a little bland, which is why I always played heavily modded. I've never played another Sims games with mod. I actually think Sims 3, I might have had the storytelling mod, story progression mod, where you could edit the story and relationships and stuff, but that was the only mod I ever used. I used CC in Sims 3 and a little bit in Sims 2, but in general, like the games were so enriched. I still have never played the entirety of any of the games because there's so much. And I loved traveling. Like when we got to play in those games and go to other worlds, I loved that so much. And Tomarang could have been like an enriched world, and I feel like it fell flat. So personally, I'm disappointed. I see mixed reviews on it, and that's just me and my opinion. But I do think it's beautiful. I love the for rent aspect. I do think that some people are getting it more glitched than others. And you guys, I told you, I played vanilla when the pack first came out, and I was having glitches. Like crazy glitches. So that was my little, hopefully not long rant. I know I'm long-winded, and I'm sorry, guys. But anyways, yeah, that was something I was really worried about. You guys, the lag I'm having in build mode is cringe. Totally cringe. All right, guys, I rearranged her room, changed her bed, and did a few things. This is Cassandra Beckett. She is an aspiring artist Our goals for Cassandra are to sell. I would like her to max out the painter career. Well, not career, the painter's aspiration. My goals for Cassandra, Becca, is to max out the painter's aspiration, which I kind of started on, as well as she would like to see her art in the world-renowned art gallery that is in the city. So that's what made her move here and take any painting jobs just so she can be here and connect with people so she can hang her art up in the gallery. So as for family, expanding on her house, we'll just see where that story goes for her. Right now, that's her only goal, is to get one of her pieces of artwork in the world-renowned gallery that is here in San Myshuno. I will say my biggest problem is when I switch to a person, they're not in their household, so I have to load to them, and then I have to load to their house. And that is insane. I clicked on their door, and I want to load to their house. So to go through 2 loading screens seems a little bit of an oversight, makes me a little bit nauseous. I am complaining. I've only not liked My Wedding Stories and Batu, and that's literally it. So I've liked 99% of this game and haven't complained about much, but I definitely feel a little complainy right now. All right, so we're back with our main household, Porter Beckett, the landlord of the estate. In the morning, he needs to check everything because when I was playing before, we had 6 tenant revolts in a day and a half. Mind you, I was like upgrading their appliances. I was checking on everything. I was cleaning up after them. So I have no idea. And from what I've seen on the Sims community online, that it could be totally random. A lot of people said it felt random, but at the end of the day, I'm just hoping a modder will fix it. Hoping and praying I'll see a mod for it soon. I did already turn off for rent events in my save file. So I assumed that would also turn off tenant revolts because it's an event. And I wish it would, because I don't really care. Like they have no reason to revolt. So yeah, so they have no reason to revolt. So that was really, really annoying. And if you guys would have seen it, you would have agreed, I promise. I'm not being a drama queen. But yeah, Porter has no idea what is going to be printed about him in the paper tomorrow. We're gonna sleep it off and we'll join him with his daily routine in the morning. Him and Katrina Edwards have amazing compatibility, so that's really interesting. So Porter has gotten his full night's sleep, thank goodness. So we're gonna go ahead and start upgrading things around the apartment and be proactive. He wants to succeed at being a good landlord and expanding his wealth. He is a land grab. His father did start a really good legacy, so he has everything to live up to and he really wants to. I really wish, but he's gonna do inspections, upgrade as much as he can because he wants to keep his tenants happy and be successful and inherit his father's railroad business. Like he wants to be a rich tycoon, guys. Like we should say rags to tycoon. Well, not even rags, like humbling him to tycoon. That's his goal. He wants to be a tycoon. Yep. And he wants to marry someone beautiful, have a successful business. He wants to be a lawyer. He wants to party and have kids who are successful as well. So he's got big dreams for a 20-year-old. I will say when they're doing the inspection, I wish it would give you, it gives you a note at the top that it's fully operational, but I wish it would give you a note like if it needed maintenance. So maybe that's what it is. I didn't have this before where it said status fully operational. It never said that, as well as I didn't have the opportunity to upgrade them. So maybe that was patched or something. I don't know. Or maybe it was a bug that went away when I was like cleaning out and updating and repairing, because it was a bug I had and it didn't say anything. So that's completely new to me and I love it. Hopefully it stays. I'm just going to keep having him upgrade things. Porter gets to be a good landlord. Good job, Porter. Oh my goodness. So you guys, I just got the prompt that Katrina asked to stay over and I said yes. I was like, why not? T, right? Katrina is staying over. We're going to talk about her marriage. Maybe that's why she left. Maybe her husband got wind of what happened because people around town know. Can I put this in her inventory? I'm going to put it in my inventory. I don't want to see that. Look at her sitting where our grandmother would have sat. But yeah, we're going to talk about her marriage. We're going to welcome her to our house. I think she loves it. Oh my gosh, our romance just jumped up so much. Oh, no, just kidding. It went down. Maybe because we talked about her marriage. Ask if she wants children.
Rena.
She doesn't want any kids. Joke about politics because we know he's a goofy guy. Brighten her day. Tell her everything's. So Porter's like, everything's gonna be fine. Like, your husband will cool down. You can stay here as long as you want. I can take care of you. Like, I think he is like chatting her up. I also think she's older. I think she is like 27 and he's 20. So for her, she's like running away with a younger man, and he is like romancing an older woman. So they're going to talk about art, maybe the local art gallery, because people come from all over the world to come here. And she is just like so impressed with like everything about him. You know, who knows? Maybe she knows that he has, well, he comes from money. Maybe there is a reason why she's interested in him. Maybe she sought him out because she has an unhappy marriage. I don't know. We will see. Oh, he got a sentiment though. He is smitten with her. Like, this is like his first, like, this is his first romance really that he's like not been one and done with, you know? Maybe this is his first, like, what he thinks is love.
Bob Nadizi.
And she's saying, are you sure I could stay here? Like, would that be okay? And he said, he's like, yeah. She's like, are you sure? Yes. So she, you guys, they chose to woohoo. They chose to woohoo. And we know the gossip columnist lives next door. And he could hear everything. They're going in. Oh my goodness. Porter. Love Day Miracle. Oh my goodness. This is Love Day. Woohoo. Okay, guys. I canceled all events. Absolutely not. Let me check my pack settings because I said no events. Yeah, it's disabled. So that's annoying. Okay. Bye. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. I guess my rating is going to go down because we're not doing that event. They're still woohooing. No I mean, I guess they wouldn't have had it back then, right? Guys, the tea. He may end up with a illegitimate child. He's growing some facial hair. Okay, 1901. I guess we're going to introduce ourselves to this cat, and maybe we will adopt a cat. I don't want them to be sick all the time or obsessed with something annoying. What if we ask her on a love day? What if he takes her on a love day date, and the whole town knows that she's married with someone else's? Oh, the tea. The tea. I think he's going to do that. Well, you guys, I said I wasn't going to do the event, but guess what? I'm doing the event.
Jaruk. Ispa.
Yeah, so I'm doing the event. We are talking to this dog. We're going to friendly introduce ourselves to it, and we're going to pet it. Look at him and his little beard. If he keeps it, I'll change it and cast.
Oh, they Geldna.
I kind of like the dog.
Oh.
So pretty. I feel like it's like a majestic animal he would totally have. Oh, it's so pretty. Offer friendship. See if it's trained.
Scrub.
He's like, aren't you a good boy or girl? Aren't you a good buddy? Good job. Look at it. Can we adopt it? I don't even know how to do that. Well, it looks like he may have a new companion, guys. Hopefully Katrina doesn't get jealous, right? Okay, so I'm just checking our thing, and all of their ratings are going down. So we're going to go check on all of them in a second before they decide to riot. Trying to get to the point where I can adopt this dog, but if I can't, I'm going to give up. Okay, we're friends now. Does that mean I can adopt it? All right, let's see this a moment where we get a new companion. Oh, there's another dog in our house. Yay. Oh, look. Does she like, do you like her? Elliot is what we're going to name the dog. I really wish I could end this event. Oh, do you not like my dog? Do you have a problem with my new dog, Katrina? Let's give her a love day gift. Let's give her a love, like a romance novel. Let's also give Katrina a key to our place, because I feel like that's something Porter would totally do. Hopefully he doesn't come to regret it.
Prezu.
Prezu for you. All right,
Favu.
Porter, you
Faya.
hopeless romantic.
Madish.
So many old-fashioned love boys here.
Boy bay.
Oh, she doesn't like anything. Girl, you need to go home. Like, we have all these sentiments about you. Maybe he just doesn't notice. Maybe he doesn't notice anything. Maybe he's Captain Oblivious. That's really what it seems like. We also need to get things for our dog, but I probably don't have time for that right now. I'm going to be really honest with you because I need to visit my units. All right, so we're at our tenant's place. We need to knock on the door. Oh, he's so sad because Katrina did not appreciate his gift. Maybe it was the apartment key. She didn't appreciate it. But I think Katrina knows, like, that it's not going to end well for her. Well, it looks like our event went well. That's awesome. I actually didn't have to do that much for it, so that's good. But I really didn't want to deal with that. I don't understand why I can't build on this lot because I own it. So that's a little annoying. But we have to work on, I don't understand why the stars look like that either. But I do need to put her bath back in here because she had a full-size bath in here. So that is obviously a glitch and it will need to be fixed. But yeah, Porter is doing his best to be a good landlord. You know, he has some basic handiness skills. So far, like, so good. I think eventually he wouldn't do this himself. He would hire someone out. But he is being a little bit cheap right now because his dad left him with 2,000 simoleons too, and he's already lost some. So until he can build back up his money. So even though Dorian doesn't have a shower, her apartment rating did go up. So that's good. We're going to keep doing this for everybody's bathroom. And then we'll play Dorian, and I will, her last name's Dorian. We'll play Madeline, and I will add a bathtub to her place. All right, so we're at the we're in the artist's attic. We are doing our maintenance, and now Porter is in the writer's house. He's in Mr. Danbury's house, upgrading everything, and yeah, just being a good landlord. Okay, so it's almost 8 p.m. and it's love day, so we're gonna go out on a date. Right now, the Spice Festival is going on, so we're gonna ask Katrina to go on a date with us. That's so funny. She's calling us to ask us on a date, but we're currently asking her on a date. So we'll just do it our way. But it's good to know that she consents.
Oh, Gosha.
Yep. Oh, why does she look like she's like, oh my gosh, you want to take me out in public? Like, what is going on? We're going to go back. We're going to go to the bar, another loading screen. This Let's Play is going to take me a minute, guys, because the amount of loading screens I go through is... So unfortunately, because the spice market is going on, which now I don't see the spice market, so that's not cool. I really wanted to go to the spice market. Well, we're going to see people in situational clothes. So I have a full period. I need to stop swinging the camera around. Everyone has been like, look, Cassandra doesn't even have that in her wardrobe. I made her, but unfortunately we have situational clothes on, and I know there's a way to turn it off. I personally just don't know how with mods. So if you guys know, let me know. And why did the piano disappear? Like, things just keep disappearing. It's kind of annoying. Oh, guys, Porter has decided that they're soulmates. Porter has known Katrina for a while now, but some things are different. Porter has always thought that he would recognize a soulmate from the moment he met her, but it turns out love is right underneath Porter's nose all along. Okay, maybe it's not canon that all the land grabs are blonde, Mary blondes. She doesn't seem to like him. What the crap, lady? I want to play as her really bad. Do I have the mod where I can play as anybody? I want to see how she feels about soulmate. Maybe we have to ask if she feels the same way about us. Because I'm just flabbergasted, because I'm willing to let her marry him. You know, and they can have land grab babies together, and like she be a divorcee and that be a family scandal. But like, how does she feel about us? What do you think about me, Katrina? Like, we're in public together. It's you. It's always you. Guys, it's them. They've committed to each other. They've decided that it's them. Maybe she's just embarrassed because they're being seen out in public before like she does anything about it. And maybe she doesn't want to be seen out in the daylight with everybody. We'll say that that's what that meant. So he's like, I love you. I don't care who sees. I'm going to order us a drink. And Porter likes idealistic Sims. I guess that's what she is. We're going to order wine to celebrate because we love each other. You guys, I'm so happy for Porter. I think he deserves this so much. And please ignore everyone not in historically accurate clothes. But now they are reading their little pamphlet from the press. And they're saying, oh, you're Porter, right? You're Porter Landgrab. You're Mr. Landgrab who owns the apartment building across the way. And he's like, yeah, of course I am. And they're like, are you seeing a married woman? And he's like, wait, what? Like, how do you know? They're like, you just moved here to town and we read in our, like in the local press that you are dastardly and you're breaking up families. And he's thinking about it. And now he's like, let me see that. And he's like, what is this garbage? How does anyone know about us? And of course we know it's, oh, and look, she's reading it too. Like, what is happening? But we know why. It was spread in gossip and, in the gossip papers. But we also know he isn't like that ashamed of it. Well, I guess since everybody knows, they're going to be open about it. Because like, why hide? Oh, it looks like she has to pee. Just slow dance with us and we'll give you a makeover. Oh, she's feeling hot and heavy for us. Come on, guys. Oh, God. I'm happy for Porter. He deserves this romance. He's a little idealistic little boy from a rich household. Of course he deserves happiness, right? No, everybody deserves happiness. Oh, he's smitten. I think he is going to demand that she gets a divorce and breaks up with her husband and they get married as soon as possible. I definitely think he would do that. Is this her husband? Oh, guys, I think that's her husband. I guess we're about to find out. Look, he's like, what? He's like looking at them like, is that my wife? I think he knows about this scandal because that's why she came to stay with them, which her husband, I think her husband's handsomer than us. I'm just gonna be honest. I think her husband's way more handsome than Porter, but that doesn't mean she's happy. I think it's really, really funny though. All right, I need to see if this is her husband now. Respectful introduction. It is her. Wait, hang on. Okay, it's not her husband. I lied. It's not her husband. My bad. But look, he's watching them. Whew, I was able to save. All right, so it's not her husband, but we're making connections anyways. We're not going to have a good love day, so we might as well just get over that right now. She's going to say, don't call me ever. Oh, I guess we are going to have a good love day. We just aren't going to have a good date. Love day's over. It was pretty decent. We're going to go home now, but I think this episode was very successful. We're halfway through the year 1901. We're going to play our other households a little bit more in the next episode, guys. All right. See you later. Bye.